And we're back. And as I explained, you've got my Facebook site for this database that we're working on now. This is in about exactly the initial condition that my Facebook site, my original Facebook site database called Facebook Site 2, that database was in. And actually, I think I might have renamed Facebook Site 2 at some point. But this is, when I first did this Facebook project, this is essentially the condition that my database was in. I've got these members lists for the different autism groups. Now, one difference is that I had 8 members lists on my original one when I first started, but for some reason, I only loaded 6 of those into the database, or into my master users table to use for my project. And so I had 8 total autism groups. My master users table, I loaded all the users for 6 of those autism groups. And then of those 6, I did a statistical analysis on 4 of them. Now, I think I've already showed you, I got a post table, post components. These tables are all empty, and that's why if you go to my UI here, this UI right here is my UI that loads directly off the database. You'll see that we don't have any posts because I've now got my database connection set to this Facebook Site 4 database, which has no data in the post components, comments, sub-comments, and master users tables. And so the first step is to create the master users table to be used for to get the project started. That what happens is I send these Facebook post files, Facebook files, like the ones that I've showed you, like the one I showed you before, like this one right here. I'll put this file right here, okay, which is this right here. I'll put all these files through my database, through my web application, this software that I've been demonstrating this whole time, and it will load this data into the database, and then that data will load the data from this post right here, will go on to the post components, comments, sub-comments, etc. tables, and that's where they will be they'll be loaded. That data will be stored in my database, and that's where I'll do my statistical analysis in my database, and the data for my UI ultimately comes from the database. I've had to run this demo more than one time now because I had to debug my script. But I've got a script here that's going to load all the tables from the individual users tables onto the master users table. Okay, and so if you go here, remember I have nobody on this master users table, and I have nobody on the group members table. And I'll explain how these work. But first I gotta load the data. My script should be running right now. I think I mentioned in the other video that when you're programming stuff like this, one way to do it is to do everything very carefully up front and to check everything as you go along. And it takes a little bit longer up front, but your stuff will be right. The other technique is to slap stuff together as fast as you can, and then just run it and see what breaks, and whatever breaks will tell you what's got to fix. And for this Facebook project, for a lot of this, I've used the second approach. When I was designing software, when I was a web developer, designing software for customers, I would use the first approach. It all depends on the exercise. So there are a lot of parts of this Facebook project that I've tested much more thoroughly. But this particular script right here, I just wrote this yesterday, and it's a mess, but you'll see it's loading members under our members master users table. Okay, so now we've got 7,000 loaded onto our master users table. It'll take it a while to load. It'll take it, some number of seconds to load all these. It'll take it a minute. We got 13,309. While it's loading those, we'll go back here to this table, and we'll count our users. And this will be useful for after our users are loaded on the master users table. We'll see by the number of members. So we got 7793 for this group, 5895 for this group, 9,494 for this one, 9,170 for that one, 3,057 for that one, okay, and 16,655. So these are the 6 tables we're loading onto our master users table. If we do the math here, 7793 plus 5895 is going to be 14,888. So 14,888 plus 9494, 14,888. Wait a minute, that's not right. Yeah, 14,880. Yeah, 14,888 plus 9494. 23,888. Be 24,332. Would that be right? Here, we'll do that. We'll rough it. So we'll say 7,800 here. We'll say 6,000 here. So that's going to be 13,000. We'll round this down. So we'll round this down to 7,700. We'll round this up to 6,000, and so that's going to be 13,700 plus 95 is going to be 23,200 plus 9,200 is going to be 32,000 and 500. Would that be right? I can't even remember the numbers now. 32,500. And then here we got 3,000 added. So it'll be 36,000 plus the 16,700. So we're looking at 52,000 users, roughly 52,000 users and some change. I lost track of the math there. But what we'll see is once this gets done loading this master users table, we'll get the results row number for that. We don't have. Okay, we got 46,717. Okay, if we can double check and make sure it's loaded them all, but that should be it. 46,717. Now the reason that the total in this master users table doesn't match the total when we add all these tables up is because that some members are members of more than one group, and the master users table is based on unique profile, unique members, and so it never loads the same member twice. At least that was the intention when I first created it. That each member has a profile link that is unique, and so what this script does is it collects unique profile links and assigns those to a user. So the user with this profile link, the username assigned to this person is MD Farouk, however you say that. His profile photo is this JPEG that's in this folder. His join date is this timestamp. that's all tied to this person. And so this person was a member of Group 1. Okay, or so this person, Joe Ma, this person was a member of Group 1, high functioning autism. Okay, and so it loads them based on this profile link, and if we have the same profile link in there more than twice, it just skips it after it loads it the first time. The difference here is accounted for by this group members table. This group members table loads what groups each member is a member of, and so here our numbers should match. We got 52,051. total. And if we did the math, I don't feel like doing the math, and actually we can do the math here. We can just add up the last of these. So 3, 8, 12. So just do the last digit here and see if the last digit matches. 3, 8, 12, 9. Maybe 4. Hold on a second, let me go back. It's going to be 8, 12, 9. Okay, this is actually not adding up. We're actually not getting the right. We had how many users here? 50. Which is how 50,000, 52,051. I got 1, 2, 3, 8, 2, 9. Why is this not adding up? We should have a unique, our total group member entries should actually know it necessarily. How does this work? Am I doing the math wrong somehow? And let me go here, let me go to this master users table and see if I've got a blank user in here. That's possible because I've probably got a blank user on one of these tables. Okay, so I've got somebody with a null profile link. What the hell is this? Okay. So this is part of the problem here is I've got a blank profile link for user 4253. Okay, and that's why we're not adding up. Let's see here. Let's see if we got a blank profile. Let's go blank profile link. Okay, now why is this blank profile link? Okay. So here, okay, so this thing is screwed up again, but this is close enough. I'll fix this script later. But this is you see how this works. We've got some quirks here. I've got to find out why some of these, and actually I already know it's because some of these are pages, and my extraction script wasn't getting it, didn't get the pages, the names and stuff right for some of them. But this is close enough. Okay, this is close enough to use. The point is we have our master users table that's all our users aggregated. And then we have, it's individual, unique users. The fact of this person with a null profile link on the side. We have unique users here, and then we have on the group members tab we have what groups each member is a member of. Okay, so this user ID 2, for instance. See how user ID 2 is a member of group 1, 2, and 4. So if I go to user ID 2, and this thing is it's really, really hard to keep this. Okay, this is Bart Bateman. This is his profile link. Okay, and if I go here, he was 1, 2, and 4, right? So let's go here. This is group 1 right here. Okay, we should see that Bart Bateman is a group of, remember, group 1, right? Okay, so there's Bart Bateman. And then seems like that group 2, group 2 is autism family and support users. Okay, so here we'll have Bart Bateman will be a member of this group. Okay, and then we've got group 4 is this one. Okay, so we'll have an entry for Bart Bateman on this. Okay, and we can double check. We'll check for group 6. Make sure that he doesn't. Make sure this is not correct. He should not be a member of this group because I don't think I've seen him an entry. So there's group 6. He's also not a member of group 3, which I think is this one, or group 5. Okay, so we should have these two right here are groups. So we don't have one there, and we don't have one there. Okay, so everything checks out. We got a few bugs here, and I can work all this out at a later date, but this is good enough for the purposes of our demonstration. Now we will get on and we will go on to loading some posts, and I'll show you how that works in the next video.